Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to get it? They aren't necessarily the loudest in the room, and they don't use fancy jargon. Yet they always seem to find the winning solution while everyone else is stuck in meetings. Is it genius? Is it a superpower? Today, we're looking at a classic story that reveals the truth. It's from a book called Obvious Atoms, The Story of a Successful Businessman by Robert Updegraff. It's the story of Oliver B. Adams, a man who became a legend in the advertising world, not because he was clever, but because he did the one thing most people are too busy to do. He did the obvious. If you want to stop overcomplicating your life and start winning, these 5 lessons from Obvious Atoms are for you. Lesson 1. Directness is your greatest shortcut. When Adams first wanted to get into the advertising business, he didn't wait for a lucky break. He went to a lecture by a big-shot agency president, James B. Oswald. And the very next day, he just showed up at his office. He didn't have a fancy resume. He told the receptionist he'd wait exactly 1 hour and 10 minutes. When he finally got in, he simply told Mr. Oswald, "I've decided I want to work for you." Oswald initially said no because Adams seemed stolid and not bright enough. But Adams didn't beg, he just said, "I thought the obvious thing to do was to come and tell you. Since you don't think I'll make good, I'll have to find a way to prove it." The lesson: most people spend months planning to make a move. The obvious path to what you want is usually just to go and ask for it directly. Lesson 2. Selling beats advertising. Early in his career, Adams worked on a campaign for a cake company. They had wonderful ads, beautiful writing that made your mouth water, but the sales weren't moving. The experts were stumped. But Adams went to a grocery store, bought the cake, and ate it. He realized the problem wasn't the literature in the ads, it was the strategy. He suggested 3 simple, obvious things. Change the package to a more appetizing color. Give out sample slices so people could actually taste it. And show the cake in natural colors in the ads. Suddenly, sales jumped 30% in a month. The lesson: don't get distracted by clever schemes. Look at the facts. If people aren't buying, it's usually because of something simple, like they haven't tried the product or they can't find it easily. Lesson 3. Analyze the facts on the ground. One of Adams' biggest wins involved a hat store that was losing money. The owners had spent thousands on ads, but nothing worked. Adams didn't look at sales reports. He went to the city and stood on the street corner. He noticed that because of the way the street traffic flowed, most people walked past the store with their backs to the display window. They literally couldn't find the store because it was hard to find. He didn't suggest a new ad campaign. He suggested moving the store. The lesson: before you spend money trying to fix a problem with magic, look at the physical facts. Analysis isn't about being a genius. It's about looking at the facts squarely in the face and seeing what is actually happening. Lesson 4. Your obvious is someone else's insight. Adams once worked for a paper mill. The president of the mill thought his paper couldn't be advertised because every good paper was made the same way, with clean rags and filtered water. The president said, "Every paper maker knows those things. It's not original." Adams replied, "But the users don't know it." He ran ads simply explaining how the paper was made. The competitors laughed, but the customers loved it because it was the first time anyone had told them the simple truth about quality. The lesson: we often overlook our greatest strengths because they seem obvious to us. To your customer, the obvious facts about your quality are exactly what they need to hear to trust you. Lesson 5. Thinking is the hardest work. Why doesn't everyone just do the obvious thing? Adams had a theory. He said that picking out the obvious thing presupposes analysis, and analysis presupposes thinking. And as he pointed out, thinking is the hardest work most people will ever have to do. Most people would rather look for a royal road or a clever scheme or a stunt than actually gather all the facts and think them through. They have business astigmatism. They are looking so hard for something original that they miss the solution right in front of them. The lesson: your competitive advantage isn't being smarter than others. It's being willing to do the hard work of thinking until the obvious solution appears. Conclusion: Obvious Adams wasn't a genius in the way we usually think. He was a doer of the obvious. He didn't get carried away by cleverness or magic. He just looked at the facts, analyzed them, and acted. As the book concludes, there is no secret to success. It is simply obvious. If you enjoyed these takeaways from Obvious Atoms, make sure to check out the full story. It's a quick read that might just change the way you look at your next big problem. Stop looking for the clever way out.